Hey folks, before we start today's video, I just want to let you know that we are offering our lifetime from the field.tv deal again, and it goes from now until April 30th midnight. So from now until then, you can do a one-time payment and become a lifetime member of from the field.tv. We only do this offer a handful of times a year, so we're doing it now. And if you want to sign up, you can go and check it out and get 7 days free. And just make sure if you want the lifetime deal that you do it within the first 24 hours or whatever you see this video, because this promo will end April 30th at midnight. And an exciting new development we have at FromTheField.tv is we have just launched our community platform. So now we have our own way of connecting with our members, sharing content, getting to know one another, and hopefully meeting up in real life and making things happen. So welcome to your weekly update. Today is April 29th. It's about 4 p.m. right now. It's about 10 degrees Celsius and it's still a little cool, but spring feels like it's kind of here. So we'll do a little tour of the homestead, kind of let you know what has happened this week. This will also be today's vlog, essentially. I'll show you some stuff that was happening today, and then we'll look at some of the big picture stuff that happened this week. So let's get into it. So right where we're standing, this isn't a part of the property that I come to very often, but it's a piece that I've been working on for a very long time. I did a lot of logging last winter, so not the winter we just went through, the previous winter. I did a lot of logging here because this is just behind where the main gardens are, and a lot of the terraces are on this property where there's going to be gardens, areas for utility. I've got a composting area that's just begun up here. And we've just taken down a bunch of kind of crappy old trees. I think I said that in one of the last videos and it triggered some people, but that's what it is. So we've taken those crappy trees down and we're going to buck them up into firewood, and we've got some big brush piles going that we're going to get some nice brush fires going on. But we're clearing this area because there's going to be a lot more earthworks happening on this side. I've got a little pond I'm going to put down here. There's a terrace right behind you here where we've got some stuff, and we're just clearing this area out, bringing more light on here. We want to run the chickens all around here. So let's keep going down here. I'll show you some of the other brush work we've been doing, and my wife and kids just painted our chicken coop. Live it up, live it up, live it up, live it up. So you've probably seen this machine if you've seen any of my 1,000 or more videos that are out there on YouTube, or more that's on From the Field. The BCS, I actually run this implement now more than I ever ran, or than I'm running the tiller right now. And this is like our #1 implement on the homestead here. It's a brush mower, and we use it to take down a lot of the scrubby brush in here so we can clear pasture area to run the birds on or plant trees and whatnot. And so that's a lot of that's been happening down in this area. I want to create space for more grass and encourage grass growth, and so we've got a nice area to run the birds on. And the birds are actually out now. We can go check that out. So the birds are out, and they're actually choosing to be under the coop right now. But Mitchell's cleared this area here, and it's sort of their de facto run for the moment. We're going to be giving them more space soon, but we wanted to kind of take it slow. We'll make a run that's covered at some point, but right now we're just kind of seeing what happens by just, having the birds out. When we're out and around here, there's people around. I'm hoping that might discourage predator birds like hawks or eagles. We haven't had any casualties yet, but they've only been out for today, really. So that's what's happening here. And Mitchell has done a lot more brush work in here as well. We'll get some burn piles going, and we're gonna really green this area up come mid-spring. And nothing has happened on the garden outside yet. Still a little too cold for me. And I'm actually next week I should be getting a fairly large soil screen for my machines that I've had custom made at one of the local weld shops here, and that's what's going to allow me to start bringing soil into my garden terraces. So we'll be starting with this one. We've got all those logs that were sitting there bucked up, so now we can get that stuff out of there. That's all going to be firewood that's going to season for the summer. And yeah, hopefully next week we can start working on that garden terrace there. So we're now ready to do the second concrete pour on the house build. We've got to bring our slab height up. So we're all prepared now. Got a bunch of new materials, insulation. I've now have all my hydronic tubing for our radiant hydronic floor as well. That's going to go into the slab. But we're not pouring the slab on the house for a little while. What we're doing is we've got all this sand piled up inside 2 layers of ICF blocks on the house, and you can see we've left spaces in the rebar for where the windows go and the doors go. And on Monday we've got a really big pour coming, so we're going to be filling about 20 inches of those 2 12-inch ICF blocks, and then we're going to take that sand that's sitting in there, spread it around, pack it. We're going to have to bring more in, pack it to bring up our slab height. Then we're going to start finishing the rest of the ICF walls in the house, which should go fairly quick because now we have all the vertical rebars in there tied, ready to go. And every time we do a layer of ICFs, you're just laying rebar on top. It's actually once you're set up for it, it goes quite quick. So could be next week we have the first level of the house done. We'll see. But that's what's coming up soon, and the guys right now are preparing the site for concrete trucks. And we won't need a pump truck this time. They're just going to back in and we're going to wheelbarrow it. And we've got a bunch of people helping, and so hopefully it doesn't take too long. But we basically have to carefully shovel concrete right between the ICFs, and so we've built a jig that protects all of the ICF Lego parts, if you will, from getting damaged. So in the greenhouse this week, I'm not quite finished, but I'm almost finished. I've installed my water in here, and so this is all a Prime 100 3/4 inch line that comes in from where the house is going to be. And again, it's not totally finished, but basically I drilled through the concrete here, it comes through, and I did all this instead. I was going to use PEX, but PEX is so expensive right now. Using this 3/4 inch Prime 100 line, which is totally fine for this application, was a lot cheaper than doing it with PEX. So I've built out all these different faucets. I've got one up on the deck, comes out here. I'm going to have another tee off here, and there'll be a manifold that I built here that has a timer that sends water out to all the different raised beds. So they'll probably just be on one zone, but I'll be able to turn on or off each of the beds as well. So that'll be kind of the next step in here. And we still have a few things to do. I actually just received the door that's going to go here, and I also just received the proper door that's going to go into my office, which is another Initech door, which is just like these windows. It's all glass, German engineered, really, really slick. So we still have work to do in here. We still have to finish the trim on the windows and put our vents in, but I'm understaffed, and so it's a challenge to do all these things when I really only have 3 guys and myself. I just lost one guy who was just here temporarily. He'll be back again later in the season, but so now I'm just down to my bare bones crew, and so I've got 2 guys on construction and 1 guy in the field who will also work in construction, and then me running around doing whatever. So, you know, with all the things we're doing, they take a lot longer when you don't have that many guys, and it's just kind of the challenge of what the situation we're living in. People just don't want to work, and I'm very fortunate to have the guys that I do, and they're all awesome. But I'd love to have 3 more guys, but people just don't want to work. So things aren't moving quite as quickly as I was hoping. However, it's still April, and we might have the first level on the house done by the end of next week. And if that's the case, that's a really good step, because then we start getting the floor joists on, and the next thing I know, we're framing upstairs. So I think overall we're doing good on the house. I definitely would like to be further ahead in the gardens, but the weather has kind of prevented us from doing this. Fortunately, I have this greenhouse where I've got lots of things coming along, so we'll be eating out of here soon enough. So I'll leave it there for this one, folks. I'll see you guys in the next video. So hey, if you guys liked that video and you want to see more of my daily vlogs and all the content that we have up at FromTheField.tv, if you're not already a member, go check out FromTheField.tv. You can become a member for free for 7 days to try it out. And if you like it, I would highly encourage you to be a lifetime member. With one fee, you can have access to all this content for life. And our community platform just launched, and there's going to be all kinds of features being added to that. We've got a lot of exciting things happening. So we only run the lifetime deal a few times a year. So now is the time, from now until the April 30th midnight, you can become a member. Go to lifetime.ftf.tv. All right, folks, we'll see you in the next video.